We're back, ladies and gentlemen. This duel is getting a little bit tighter. Mason clawing back in with their regular decision by Evan Mag over Jake Slotnick from Hofstra, but now we bring them to 174 pounds with Sean Coughlin from local West Springfield High School, transferred from Pittsburgh, and he's going to be wrestling Ross McFarland from Phoenix High School in Pennville, New York.
Coughlin tries to spin behind there, but McFarland is able to grab a single leg, cuts to a double, up and down, and they go out of bounds.
Sean's a guy who's definitely been finding his footing of late. Again, transferring from Pittsburgh, coming home, but good adjustment for him just being, back in his hometown community. And he's definitely shown some progress and be able to get to some better situations. He scrambles well. It's getting those extra couple moves to really kind of, put the icing on the cake on a few things. Yeah, Ross McFarland, a guy who likes to hang out in a three-point stance with a real wide stance, get to those, high crotches, and has a couple of slide by, some good short offense.
Well, he just tried one there, almost got to an ankle. Yep. Coughlin was able to pull it away.
Yeah, Coughlin, he's in a, sometimes he did a good job of working the edge of the mat. Sometimes he's gotten a little quiet on the edge of the mat.
Back to the middle. Just under 2 minutes left in the first period.
And Ross McFarland with a strong mustache, I must say.
Definitely impressive.
Yes.
Looks like something you'd see on the 1978 Houston Astros.
Yeah.
He's got
As a man who never shaved till he's 20, I'm very impressed. Coughlin with that.
And you've only shaved once.
Only once, yeah. I once a week now. I'm up there. I'm a growing 34-year-old boy.
Coughlin's had a front headlock. Some sort of stoppage. Looks like
was blood and a little bit of blood, which makes sense. Yeah, Coughlin was going with that more Midwest headlock where you lock both your hands and kind of pinch your elbows. I Northeast, I don't know if you're the same, John. I grew up with very much a hand on the chin kind of guy.
Yeah. It feels like, at least for me, when you've got the two hands locked there, there's too much opportunity for the guy on the bottom to work his way out of it.
Yeah.
Peek his head out.
I had trouble with balance because you have both hands, and again, you're a little bit more at the whim of that bottom guy and how much he's moving.
All right, here we go again.
And again, 1 minute 15 left here in the first. A little bit of action right there. Sean trying to create some angles.
McFarland good at snagging things in transition.
Yeah, both of these guys have kind of similar builds. I'd say I give McFarland a little bit more on the reach right there, but both guys have been wrestling kind of below the hip.
Ooh, right after it.
Yeah. Sean Coughlin getting called for stalling right there. I don't know about that. I think that's some pretty good action, but again, I will say Ross McFarland has been shooting a little bit more. I always figure, looking back on this, the refs really appreciate my opinions on their critique of how they're doing this job.
You get a lot of love notes from them.
Oh yeah, I baskets of flowers, and chocolates.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks. I really appreciate your opinion.
I'm guessing that's a figment of your imagination.
Absolutely.
Yes.
13-9 here with 10 in the duel. You got Mason trying to crawl back with right now the most significant match being a pin at 149 pounds. When a match at Mason did have a lead 10-1. A big swing right there.
That was an absolute game changer and a gutsy move from Alex Turley just to take a shot and put his opponent on the back.
Or Tapia. I think it was Tapia.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
It was Tapia.
Yeah.
Credit where credit's due. We end the first period with a 0-0 tie. Coughlin's on the bottom. McFarland right to work.
Jumping right into that claw with that thigh pry. Again, a place, again, when you're built like Coughlin, you can really apply a lot of pressure right there without putting yourself in too much danger. Coughlin doing a good job of a knee exchange right there to get back to his feet.
He leaves the mat back to the middle.
Sean getting a little theatrics, asking for the flea in the mat, but we're not going to get that.
I don't think he fled anything. I think he just got out of bounds.
Just got out of bounds, yeah. Sean, a guy who's never had a problem giving the ref's opinion either. Feels very comfortable in his home setting here in Fairfax County.
Oh, we've got an elbow injury, and the clock starts. It looks like Coughlin came down hard on that elbow.
Right on that thing, yeah. Coming on, it was like a hyperextension. He's coming down right on the elbow.
It looked like he came down square on that.
Right on the button.
Hoping he's okay.
Yeah, again, 0-0 right here in the 30 seconds into the second period. Oh yeah, Frank. I want to make sure that we kept this. And again, right now, Open Sean is doing all right. Trainers are attending to him. Shout out to our ATs here in the building, both from George Mason and Hofstra.
Coughlin's up.
And we're up and moving.
Definitely wincing as they check that out. Tough to operate with an injured elbow in this sport. Been there.
And what's tough is it's a joint that it takes a lot to make it hurt. It's a pretty sturdy one. I know you got shoulder issues. Did you ever hurt your elbow?
You wrestle long enough, you pretty much hurt everything, Greg.
It's a loaded question.
And 25 years later, it all still hurts.
It still hurts.
All right, well, Coughlin's back at it. He's tougher than I was.
It is always fun if you go to a new doctor as a washed-up wrestler, and they're like, do you have any injuries? And you take a big, deep breath.
Exactly.
and then tell them the list.
You may be washed up. I'm just retired.
Yeah, you're retired.
Coughlin on top to start the second period. McFarland gets free, and they're back at the neutral action. 1-0 McFarland.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you got two guys that work into that 3 or 4 point stance below the hip and how they're going to work it. A lot of action right now, but it gets hard to get that angle. You have you low, but when you're moving laterally, it becomes an issue, which is why we're seeing these guys look like a couple of baby bulls headbutting each other right now.
Yeah, nice exchange, clubbing and moving, but nobody's able to get into position to get deep. Yeah. McFarland is really able to maintain his position while leaning over there.
And a nice reshot as Sean comes up.
So he's got a leg. Coughlin's got his ankle.
Trying to sit the corner right now, getting a little bit, improving that angle, but...
now McFarland's heading out the back door. Coughlin's got him locked between the legs.
Got the crotch lock, but...
We'll see who's able to come out on top of this scramble. A little rocking and rolling.
Yeah, this one becomes who can get high with that ankle right now, John.
Coughlin's got position. No, well, McFarland, Coughlin, McFarland.
If this was freestyle, this match would be a little harder to score.
But McFarland ultimately ends up on top, and he's got a 4-0 lead now.
And that's a position where it's, again, one, who's getting higher, and also who's just able to get their hips facing the mat like a little bit quicker on those transitions, because it looked like Sean was almost there once or twice.
Yeah, it's a heck of a scramble. One of those situations where you just close your eyes, wiggle, and hope you end up on top.
Yes, it's a coin flip. I hope it's on heads. I think there's a little bit of McFarland have another. Ooh, geez, that's.
Oh my.
Let's keep the camera on Coughlin right now, because that ear is not meant for the airwaves by McFarland right now.
Yeah, you could call that cauliflower ear, or maybe buffalo cauliflower ear.
That thing looks like you'd order at your bar while you're watching the football games today.
Ouch.
I'll never forget Harry Zander, my freshman year, had his ear blow up. And he takes his headgear off and looks at the trainer and says, "Hey, Ray, get a load of this." They had to break out the big needle to get that thing taken care of on them.
I count my blessings every day. The cauliflower ear was never a part of my career.
You were that intelligent guy that kept his headgear on during practice, weren't you?
Funny how that works.
Yeah, it's strange.
Headgear and mouth guards. That's the name of the game with our team, Greg.
Yeah. Oh, God.
The high school team we coach. I don't want any moms
No,
calling me with angry cauliflower ear or broken teeth complaints.
There's too many lawyer parents in our school. We don't need none of that. And they're good. They're good.
Yeah? All right. Well, McFarland seems to be all right, or at least the bleeding is staunched. And he's back on the bottom.
Coughlin going to that far ankle.
Third period begins. Another Mason leg rider here, but he gets too high, yeah. Oh, and we're back to scramble mode.
Coughlin getting into those ankles, but again, McFarland's done a good job of getting elevation when he gets there.
But McFarland's got nothing to lose here, right? He's still on bottom. Coughlin's still got control.
And he's got a lead.
Yep.
He's like, I'll hang out here all day. Again, if I'm Coughlin, I'm grabbing both ankles and trying to get a stalemate. Just get back to a fresh start, and they will.
Coughlin working away at the riding time. That's really not going to be a factor for at least a little while.
And if it is, you're hoping that Coughlin's getting some points and they're going to go on our feet now.
Yeah, Coughlin asks for neutral. McFarland gets a point. It's 5-0 lead.
See, this is going to be a tough one because Coughlin's been wrestling a similar style to McFarland this match, but he's down 5. He's got to get to some angles more quickly, especially because McFarland's been tying up those ankles.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what kind of big move Coughlin's got in his back pocket.
I think he's got a couple of tricks for some of the matches he's wrestled this year, but again, McFarland's been a real good job of being at 3-point, being real stingy. He hasn't been in a lot of bad positions. 45 seconds left here.
There's double overs. He's clearly trying to manufacture something here.
Yeah, Mason Peanut Gallery asking for stalling right now, but it's hard to get when you're the guy getting pushed out of bounds. 35 seconds left here for Mason to see if they can make something. 5-0 in favor of the Hofstra Pride right now in this match.
Coughlin's got an overtime. McFarland definitely in good position, taking that tie. Here we go to double unders. We'll see what Coughlin can do with this.
McFarland did a good job keeping himself along.
Throws him by. McFarland circles out of it. There's still an underhook in there. He reaches down for an ankle. Coughlin over top.
And that may be all she wrote in 3, 2, and 1. And there you have it, folks. It's going to be now 16-9 in favor of the visiting Hofstra Pride in this duel. Sean Coughlin putting in a valiant effort, but Ross McFarland being stingy and opportunistic. Going to come away with a 5-0 match.
And sacrificed his right ear to the cause.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, that one's going to need a little bit more than back